All right, guys, I'll be with you in a few. Bear with me. Trying to get my uh, Instagram going. All right, almost there. Now I can see it. There you go. I got my Instagram going. I got my. How you doing? We getting started in a second. Yeah, I got my Facebook live. Wow. So, welcome. My name is Jay Early. For y'all who all that don't know me, that music should be disappearing in a second. In fact, I think I can help it disappear. Yeah, there you go. Let me turn on my comment section. Now, look, here's the deal, especially for my people who are joining me and watching me on TikTok. You're going to see me looking like this. And the reason I'm looking like this here is because my screen is right there. And a lot of you probably know it if you've seen people who are live on Facebook, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok all at the same time. It's a convenience, but it's a nightmare at the same time. Now, I turned on my comment section, I believe. So I will be able, if you ask questions, to answer some of your questions for you. If I don't get them while I'm on live, I will definitely come back, especially on Facebook and some of the other channels. What are we going to talk about today? We're going to talk about people being broke. Okay. This is a money show, and let me explain to you why. I was 32 years a financial planner with the military who was stationed in Germany. So at that time, when I got into business back in 1980, there were over 300,000 military members in Germany and only 1,000 representatives to help them in their financial planning needs. Now, sad to say, in a 32-year career, let's just round it down, make it easy, say it was 30 years, okay? I was only able to help 6,000 people. Why? Because I got to a lot of households and there was no discretionary income. Some people were, Grandpa used to say, borrowing from Paul to pay Peter. Okay, so I could have helped more, and I would like to have helped more because I'm truly believe that it's crazy that in the United States of America, you have 200 million people who are controlling all the money. When we're all born the same way and we all have the same opportunities. Okay, we just have to be able to reach for them. I'm sorry, I'm looking for my Kleenex stack. I have allergies. I've explained before, asthma. So sometimes you might see me grab for this glass of water over here. That's my savior right there. Okay, all right. But look, I thank everybody for joining. And again, you can find me in several different places. If you actually want to see the information that I'm putting out, then what you've got to do, if you've got to go on YouTube, Instagram, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and you'll be able to watch it again, ask questions, because I answer all questions, all comments. And if you have questions here, please be sure to put them in. If I can see them, I'll try to answer them. But let's go ahead and get started. Okay, now, as you know, I am with what's called Project 25. I'm sorry, Project 10,000. Right. Our goal this year is to help 10,000 families to be able to have a financial makeover. Right. Why do I say that? Because you're going to find out that over 70% of the people living in the United States of America, they're living paycheck to paycheck. And that is crazy in this year of 2026. So we're going to see what we can do about changing that. Now, why hardworking families still feel stuck? Today, we're talking about why the current economic situation in the U.S. makes starting an online business more important than ever. Okay, job markets are struggling, cost of living keep rising. This is the bad. I'm sorry. Oh yeah, wages. We got to talk about wages. That's important. Wages are not keeping up with inflation, and we all know that. All right. All we've got to do is turn on the news. Wherever you catch the news at, that's all we have to do is turn on the news. Now, what's very important is that. Oh yeah, I'm sorry. I've got TikTok telling me to tell you to share this live with somebody else. If you're an American living in the United States of America, that's where the company is actually based, and you've got a social security number, then you need to share this on your site so somebody can see it. Because I can tell you right now, if I'm telling you that 70% of working Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, that means uh, 7 out of every 10 people you pass by daily, 7 out of 10, that's a crazy number, is actually walking around one paycheck away from a living disaster. And that's what we're trying to change with our Project 10,000. Okay. So let's move on. How many feel financially pressured? For generations, we've been taught to get a good job. I think everybody agree with that. Actually, get a good education, then get a good job, work hard, and retire comfortably after 40 years. Some of you have probably heard the saying that you work 40 years, okay, to actually retire on 40% of your last paycheck, if you're lucky. That's why a lot of times when you go to places like Walmart, CBC, some places like that, Walgreens, you'll see older people that look like me standing there servicing you when they should be home actually rocking their grandkids or playing with their grandkids. And this is why our economy has not prepared for them, or they haven't prepared, because of the fact of some of the things that we've already talked about. People are just struggling. That's plain it right there. Okay. So, but today's world is a different story. Good people are struggling not because they aren't working hard, but because the system has changed. Okay. Teachers are once secure public servants and are facing, I'm sorry, I hate when my slides play games with me. Where was I at? I'm sorry. Back up. Teachers, once seen as secure public servants, are facing budget cuts. We've just seen that last year, 2025, a lot of teachers lost their jobs due to cutbacks. Facing budget cuts, increased workloads, larger classes than teachers can really handle, which means no one's really learning anything. And their pay has always been under what's necessary for them to survive. And hi, Rainey, I see you. Yeah, feel free to speak. Like I said, I will try my best to answer your questions if you have one as we go along. Factory workers are being replaced by automation and offshoring. Tech employees, once untouchable, are being laid off by the thousands due to AI and cost cutting. AI. Okay, I'm gonna give you an example of AI right now. This presentation that you're looking at right here, all right, all I did was feed it into a system, and it actually produced the slides for me. I just gave it the words, told them what type of pictures that I wanted to have, and boom. Now, I used to take hours doing all of that myself. So times have really changed, trust me. So where are we at? Retail and service workers struggle with unpredictable hours, low wages, and rising living expenses. So if you're living in the United States of America, you know for sure that they've been telling you that everything is okay with the economy. Don't believe it. Everything is not okay with the economy. And over the weeks to come, because I'll be here Monday through Friday, 12 p.m. noon, okay? Due to the fact that I live in Germany, noon is a good time for me, because if I try to do an example at 6 p.m., that's midnight for me. And this smiling face won't be smiling anymore, okay? And then it's, as you know, they say old folks have to get their rest, right? The emotional cost of money problems. Stress affects, and some of you might have experienced this already, that stress affects marriages, sleep, and confidence. You know, and I'm telling you, because I've been on both sides of the coin. At one time, when I joined the military, we made very little money, and then at a young age, actually at the age of 21, I got married, and so I had a wife and child to take care of, and one paycheck did not make it back then. And then guess what, folks? One paycheck does not make it today. We still have the same problems. They have not changed. And you would figure, with advanced times, it would. But advanced times, a lot of times, calls for new ways to do business. This is why you see some families that not only work 2 jobs, they're working 2 and 3 jobs just to stay ahead. And this is what we're trying to change. So if you have some family members or friends that live in the United States of America, you need to make sure they get to see this. So, fight over money becomes common. Good people can feel overwhelmed, even hopeless. It's not just about paying bills, it's about the financial stress that makes you feel trapped and powerless. And trust me, when you've got mouths to feed at home, then you've got problems. Okay? Because when babies are crying and you don't have any money to go out and buy any formula, then you're in a situation where you might end up doing some crazy things that you're not supposed to do to survive. But there is a solution. Just bear with me, okay? So, switching to hope, knowing where your money is going helps remove the mystery. Let me explain something to you right there. And this is something that I've faced very often. I would visit homes, and the first thing I did when I visited a home is I would have that family take out their pay stubs, okay? And then we would sit down and we would make a quick balance sheet. Mainly just draw a line on a piece of paper and you put down what you're earning, what money's coming to the house, and then you subtract what money is going out of the house. All right. And then you'll come up with what's called discretionary income or whatever money is left over. That's the money that you can work with as far as thinking about doing investments and different things like that. Well, here's the problem. In a lot of cases, there was no money, or where there should have been money, there was a minus because that meant people were spending money they don't even have. They would take and treat a credit card like it was their income. But no, your credit card is not your income. That's someone else's money, which means that if you use a credit card example to tank up and you don't pay that money back right away onto your credit card, then now the cost of your gas just went up because you're paying the interest on the credit card also. These are the kind of things that we're going to go over in the weeks to come and see if we can't get you on the right road. So, one, it's important to know where your money is going. Some of my clients, I used to suggest they take a little black book about this size with a pen, and they carry it. In the military, you have what was called fatigue, so it was easy. You just carry it in your pocket. Nowadays, you can do that. You have a notepad on your telephone. You can do the same thing. Okay, so what you have to do is just take that little pad, and every time you spend money, write it down. Actually, write it down. Do that for about 30 days. And it'll kind of give you a picture of where your money's really going. Because a lot of times, and I'm guilty of it too, we'll be out and we'll just see something that we want, and we'll just take our little card out and just scan it and just pay for it. Okay. In fact, the one thing I noticed on the military installations over here that I'm still able to go on to, that people don't even shop with money anymore. They all use their debit or their credit card, mostly debit cards, and they just scan it and they're gone. No giving the person $10 and the thing was $7.95 and they give you back change. No, just scan it and keep running. Okay. So in order to, first of all, even have a debit or credit card, you have to have what? Good credit. And a lot of people do not have that nowadays. Um, we'll go over that maybe on Monday. We'll talk about that a little deeper. Having someone guide you through the next steps gives you a clear plan and reduces fear or anxiety about the future. You have people out there that are called financial advisors or financial planners. Okay, a lot of people use accountants. Most of us can't afford to go to an accountant to do that. So there are people who have the things that you need, okay, to be able to help you to set up some type of financial plan for the future. Okay, because the power of clarity. You know where your money is going. No more uncertainty or vague worries. You know exactly what steps to take first. Clear direction means knowing you're no longer depending on luck. You know, I've had some people, believe it or not, as clients, that they believe that, hey, as long as my card keeps working, I'm gonna keep spending. Now, in some cases, people are lucky because they have like a overdraw on their account. But guess what? That overdraw runs out too. And a lot of times, once you hit that overdraw, the banker is going to come to you and say, Mr. Jones, Miss Smith, how are you going to pay back this overdraw that you have here? So that money that you thought you had, you don't have. So what do? You run out and you get another job. And every time you add on a job, you're robbing yourself of time freedom. you have no more time freedom. And this is what we're trying to avoid by actually having you to sit down with someone, a professional, and actually develop a plan that works for you. And over the days and weeks to come, this is what we're going to be talking about on this program, Monday through Friday at noon, 12 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's noon, okay? So if you know someone that's in a situation, or if you're in a situation like that and you want to learn more, again, I was in the business for 32 years. And I've been able to partner up with professionals behind me that are up to date with what's going on right now that can help all my clients. The other thing I do is that I end up forwarding those people to these professionals behind me. That's professional tax advisors, okay, CPAs, um, debt negotiators, real estate people for those that are trying to buy a home. All of this is part of what's called developing a plan that you can handle your finances for the future and never have to worry about pinching pennies or going out to get a second job. Because I'm going to tell you this, I know when you put in 8 hours a day, okay, 5 days a week, that's 40 hours a week, you're tired. So I'm going to tell you, you deserve your weekends for you and your family. That's what they're designed for. Okay. So what I want you to do, if some of this touch home to you, I just want you to message me the word plan. And let's see if we can actually get together um, and actually see if we can get you to those professionals that are behind me and have my team of professionals look at your particular situation. Oh, I have a partner. He had our professionals saved him $27,000 on his taxes. So they'll look at the taxes you're preparing for this year, what you paid last year, and they will definitely try to save you some money. But if you any of this that I've talked about so far applies to you, do me one favor. Don't just sit there. Okay? If you're in financial, we call it strain, it's not going to go away by itself. It's only going to go away if you take some action to do something about that. And that's what we want you to do. Okay, I'm just trying to check to see if I saw any comments coming on my screen real quick. They call it a studio. And I'm not that good at working in the studio. Okay. So again, look, any questions that you have, please feel that you can even, especially on TikTok, you know how you can just type it there and I can see it on the screen. Okay, that's for sure. And I'll be back on Monday at 12 p.m. or 12 noon Eastern Standard Time. And again, if you've got some direct questions now, please be sure to message me. All right. I appreciate everyone that joined. And hopefully the next time that we get together, I'll see this number double. All right. So hit me with a follow. I'll definitely follow you back. And I look forward to talking to you more on Monday. All right. God bless everybody. Have a good weekend. Bye now. Everybody knows who's been on TikTok with me before.